Hello, HI 102 students. This is your introduction video to the American Nation 2 class. This is an online class, and I will be your instructor. I'm Mr. Foles. That's the schedule only time. We are doing this video instead, and I will go over the syllabus for the course. The course is also all laid out in the Moodle site, and it's vital, absolutely vital, that you pick up this textbook at this site, digital.wwnorton.com/Amer Essential Learning Edition 2. We are using Volume 2 for this course. It's only $35, and that will give you access to everything you need to do this class, including the inquisitive assignments, which this semester I am including as part of your assessment. The main basis of the class is the 4 exams. However many chapters of inquisitive you get completed, you have until the due date of these particular exams. Chapters 16, 17, 18, and 19, for example, you will have until the weekend of that exam to complete those inquisitive assignments, and so on with exam 2, 3, and the final one. The final inquisitive assignments will be due by May the 5th. And the third one is sometime in April, and the second block is due by March 25th. The site is all set up. It is the inquisitive site 47410. 47410 within inquisitive is your particular group for this semester. These 5 assignments or assessments are about 20% of your grade. Your weekly assignment, I'm trying something different this semester involving the different outcome questions and student learning outcomes, is your extra credit possibility. They are worth 4 points apiece. I believe there's 15 of them within the chapter, and you can get up to 60 points extra credit that I will just put into your total, and I'm still dividing by 5. If you choose not to do those, you're not going to do very well. It's an easy way to get an easy grade, just as the inquisitive assignment is if you're willing to spend a little bit of time on it. The disability statement will try to accommodate any sort of situations that students have. I'll try to work with you on that. You have 2 hours to do the exam if any of you need extended time. That's more than enough to do these tests. True, false, multiple choice. Those are the majority of the questions. Now, the last exam you have to come to class to take, and that will be announced at the end of the semester. To satisfaction, if there's a problem, come and see myself. We'll find a way to work this out. Or see Mr. Schartz if you're not satisfied with that. There are general learning outcomes. What I'm hoping is that these weekly assignments will meet the humanities outcome, the technology and information literacy outcome, and the oral communication outcomes in terms of what the institution is hoping that you're going to get out of this class. Also, written communication will be used in this class. 1, 2, 4.2, and 7 are the main ones we're doing. Grading. As I mentioned, the exams are the big basis along with inquisitive, and you have weekly assignments that will accumulate. They're worth 4 points each. You use a rubric in order to answer them, and that's an easy way to get an extra 60 points into your total. There will be no incompletes given in this class. I repeat, there are no incompletes. If you're having a problem, then follow the semester calendar and drop if you have to drop the class. There are your student learning outcomes. Hopefully you will be able to get these ideas done by the end of the semester. And if you do the weekly assignments, I'm sure you would be able to answer these questions. And here is the particular course topics week by week. This is the particular rubric that you can use to answer the weekly assignment. Out of these questions, on a week-to-week basis, can you define a topic out of these 5 particular questions? Can you describe the topic? Can you develop the topic and break it into parts? And to get the full total credit of 4 points, can you explain what this topic means? For example, if you were to choose the Cold War when we come to chapter 26, the Cold War was the ideological war between the United States and the USSR. Period. You've defined it. There's one. I'm a big believer in using the KISS method, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it simple. I am not looking for war and peace in these written answers that you will post to the assignment. Keep them simple. A page and a half is more than enough to answer these particular questions that you choose. Describe the topic. The Cold War was never a hot war between the United States and the Soviet Union, but it was fought in different areas of the world by different developing nation countries that they were trying to influence. The world was basically broken into East, which was considered to be the Soviet satellite, and the West, which was considered to be the United States area of influence. What did that mean? Many parts, now developing it into different parts and areas, parts of Asia became communist. North Korea, China, India resisted this. In Central America, there was an attempt by Nicaragua in the 1980s to become communist, and that was a big part of the Reagan administration trying to stop that. Europe was broken into East and West. The so-called Iron Curtain descended across Europe from Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, said Mr. Churchill, an Iron Curtain has descended across Europe. Those on the east side of that so-called Iron Curtain were in the Soviet sphere, and those in the western side of that curtain in Europe tended to be in the pro-capitalist Western United States influence camp. In doing that, you've explained the topic. And hopefully you'll be able to pick something out of these different areas. Within the Moodle site, there are key terms and concepts that will hopefully help you to try and pick a particular topic. And that's pretty much what we're doing for this semester. The whole course is laid out here in these different particular chapters. The whole course is also, as I mentioned, in the Moodle site. Please be aware of the exam dates. Just make sure you follow in the blocks. Sometimes because spring break falls in different weeks, they don't always fall neatly right after one another. The exams might be located in the next block. So don't panic. Just go to the next block and you'll find them. Some of them are not in the exact area. And we end May the 5th. The fourth exam, as I mentioned, you're going to have to come to class to take. April 14th and 15th is the third one. And that's also one more thing, is that's the only time we're going to be pressed. You're going to have to do chapter 25 and 6 in that week after spring break. Otherwise, we won't be able to complete the course. That's the only time that I ask you to do multiple chapters. Why? Because earlier in the semester, I'm going to give you an opportunity to spend a whole week doing Inquisitive. The week of February 12th through the 16th. You can work on Inquisitive and finish all those 4 chapters. That's the only time we're going to have time to be able to do that, unfortunately. As a result of that, as I said, you're going to have to do 25 and 26 in 1 week. And then we'll be able to finish out the last 3 chapters. Rebellion and Reaction in the 60s and 70s. The Conservative Revival of the 80s and 90s, and then the last chapter, 21st Century America. Exam 4 is strictly on these last 3 chapters. Enjoy. Hopefully you'll be able to get something out of it. We're trying a few new things this semester. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And that's it.